It's 6 p.m. on Saturday, April 13th, 2024. And I'm out here with the cows, moving them to the second section of this 10th row. The grass here is pretty good, pretty much like the last section. There's a little more grass. It's a little deeper. There's a lot more stalks poking up. The last section they grazed pretty well. They left a lot behind. The manure's still running. Grass is probably just too young to graze on right now. That's why my plan is next year is to start grazing a little bit after right now. Commentator pointed out the number 20, the young 20. I think that's her right there. Young 20 is developing bags. She might be pregnant. And I checked all my math and reviewed all my notes. This is number 20. Let me just double check. Yeah, this is number 20. And I checked the horoscope and the phases of the moon. I just checked the dates. And the answer is yes, there's a good chance that she was pregnant. She was born in October. And I don't think I pulled the bulls off until September. So there's a good chance that she's been impregnated. So it would be a shame. Now, she was born in October 2022. So if she gives birth right now, that will be 18 months. But if the calf shows up 3 months from now, that'll be 21 months. And 6 months from now, which would be ideal, but that's not going to happen. That would be 24 months, which is where you want heifers to give birth for the first time, is at 2 years or older. So I think I made a major boo-boo. And it's going to cost me in a lot of ways, because having the heifers get pregnant, and then on top of that, pushing them through the winter like I did, that's just not a good combination. The cows are probably fine being pushed a little bit in the winter, but not the heifers. The heifers need to grow, and they need to grow those babies. And the truth be told is, the grass might not be enough for them, even if I had perfect grass for the whole last 18 months. So I really messed up there, because if 20 is pregnant, that means there's probably a couple other heifers here that are pregnant too. And so I basically screwed the pooch on all of them. So, oops. I'd say lessons learned, but I'm such a thick-headed person, I probably need to learn that lesson twice. But next year, or this year, I'm going to bring the bulls in July. I'm going to take them off in September, right? They're going to get 2 cycles, and that's it. And if the cows don't get pregnated in those 2 cycles, then I'm going to sell them in June or something like that. So next year I expect all my calves to be born in April and May, and then any cow that didn't give me a calf is gone. I am looking for an excuse to get rid of a lot of cows. I need to reduce the number of cows down to, I think 15 is the number I need. So yeah. Whew. This is, I think, number 19. And she gave birth to that calf, and I just wasn't ready for a calf being born so weak and young. But I'm going to get ready for 20's calf. I'll have a force feeder on hand, just in case the calf doesn't nurse enough in the beginning. And then I'll be ready to, immediately when that calf drops, I'm going to feed him colostrum and try to keep him alive. And I'm not going to wait around and say, oh, everything's fine. I'm going to watch. If that calf doesn't stand up within a few minutes and start nursing, I'm going to start intervening. Anyway, yeah, take a more proactive approach there. Sorry about the wind. I wish I could control the wind. I wish I was smart enough to find a piece of foam to put over the microphones on my phone. I'm pretty sure there's microphones on both sides of the phone. One side near the camera, which makes it tricky to cover, and the other side, there's plenty of room to cover it. So I did fiddle around with like external mics, like a do they call it? A lapel mic or lavier or whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. None of those could work. They worked before when it was a 3.5 millimeter jack on my phone, but now I just have a USB connection. And I think the issue is that the you know, the audio signal to USB, there needs to be some kind of condenser between the signal, the analog signal, and the USB signal. Otherwise, the sound doesn't sound good at all. So, yeah. All right. So updates. No, not much to report, except that I screwed up, and I might be getting some more calves. I was hoping to be done with calves this year, but those heifers are probably they're probably impregnated by my neighbor's cow, my neighbor's bull. But next year, I should be much more in control of the situation. So just looking out towards the east there, you can see there's a big stand of grass right there. And then the grass is really thick on that eastern half. It's really decent here. I don't have any complaints. I would like to see grass up to my armpits, but I think it's going to take several more years before I see that. And where I'm going to set aside the stockpile is I think I'm going to cut off, I think just the 1/7, just 1/7 of the field there. And then maybe the middle portion of the field. I'll skip the middle portion of the field. So, and then I'm going to graze, try to do optimal grazing, like I said before, where I don't leave too much grass behind, but I don't leave too little either. And then see where that takes me. And then I might do that thing where you start the cycle over again once you see the tips form on the grass again, to prevent the grass from going to boot stage. There is something else I wanted to add. This is important. So this week, the temperatures aren't going to drop below 65 degrees at night. And I'm told that if you have like a whole week or 3 days straight where it doesn't drop below 65, that means the soil temperature is going to rise. And when the soil temperature rises, then the warm season grasses, they wake up. And the thing to know about Bermuda grass is it's a very aggressive grass. It basically chokes anything else out when it's healthy. And so what might happen is here early in April, the summer grass starts to wake up and starts to compete for resources with the regular grass. And that could cost some of the April forage. The benefit, though, the nice thing that I might be looking forward to is an early summer grass, you know, bloom. The nice thing about summer grass is it just keeps growing, you know, during the summer. And I could almost graze on that mechanically. Not a problem, you know. The spring grass is very sensitive to the temperatures. And sometimes it grows really fast, sometimes it takes a while to grow. But the summer grass is like a machine. I can count on it always being there and growing at a certain rate. And if the hotter it gets, the better it grows. Whereas the spring grass, once it gets about 80, it kind of shuts down. So this is about the limit of the spring grass temperature. It being 78, 80 degrees out here, the spring grass doesn't like that. It likes cooler temperatures in the 60s. So we might be seeing an early summer this year. I don't know. The weather forecast is always wrong. So we are getting plenty of rain, so I wouldn't mind seeing early summer grass. Guys, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.